Welcome back to Broncos and Parts Garage. My name is Chris. If you're new to the channel, please stick around to the end of the video to see additional content we've already created, or you can hit the subscribe button. Today we're going to go over the proper procedure for removing and reinstalling a heater core. This one's going in my 1996 Ford Bronco, but this technique will work with just about any F-Series truck on the road. So let's get some tools and get started. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure your engine is cool to touch. You don't want to be disconnecting any coolant lines that are still under pressure or hot. The second thing you'll do is locate your heater core supply lines. You'll have one coming off the intake manifold usually, and one coming off the water pump. If you follow these around on my 96 Ford Bronco, they go right into the firewall. Behind the firewall will be the heater core. What we need to do now is remove these two hose clamps, pry these hoses back, and try not to spill any of the coolant, and then we'll go inside and start taking apart the interior to get to the heater core. Let's remove these hose clamps. You'll want to make sure you remove the hose clamp far enough past the end of the heater core. What you're doing is sliding that hose off this piece right here. Now simply repeat the process for the other hose. I've got the two hose clamps removed. Now I'm going to remove the hose from the heater core. I like to use a pair of channel locks to twist and loosen the hose and then pull it straight back. I've got the hoses running outside the vehicle and I've got them higher than the intake manifold so it keeps the coolant from running out. To get to the core support, we're gonna have to remove the glove box door. So we'll open the glove box. There's two plastic tabs on the inside. Go easy on these, but you'll gently squeeze them in and pop it out. They're rubber coated little tabs right here. Next, you'll get the glove box where this piece of plastic right here is about parallel with the ground, and it should allow the hinges to slide right out. There's two little half circle hinges on either side. Don't go all the way down. Try to keep that plastic piece level and it should pop right out. And we'll set this aside. We've got the glove box door removed. There are 7 screws holding it in place. Starting here, you can work your way all the way around the cover. There's one hidden behind this tab, and there's one hidden behind this rear ABS module, which I'm going to show you how to remove. There are 2 clips right here and right here. There's a round circle. You want to take a screwdriver and gently push in on that circle while you pull down the module. It should loosen up enough. Then you go around and do the other round circle, press that in, and it should release this module and you'll be able to drop it out through the bottom of the dash. I've got the clips loosened. Now it's just a matter of pulling the module down out of the way. And now you'll have access to those rear screws, which subsequently are missing on my cover. It looks like someone else has been in here before my ownership of this vehicle. Next thing you want to do is reach in here with your hand and pull out this vacuum line that's attached to the cover. I was able to remove the screws out of my cover using an 8mm socket and an 8mm wrench. I've got all the screws that were actually holding my cover in. There should have been 7, there was only 4. So now it's just a matter of taking the cover, pulling it forward a little bit and dropping it down. There may be one more vacuum clip we need to remove. Oh, I found a clip right here. We can pop that out. Just don't forget to put that back in. You've got your cover off. We'll set this aside and then pull the core support straight out and straight down. I'm going to pick up my tools at this time. I've got some plastic floor mats, but I'm going to put down a towel to collect any of the coolant if it drips out as I bring it down. I've got my towel down to collect any coolant. I'm going to take a small screwdriver, gently reach underneath the heater core, pry it up a little bit so it clears a small lip in the plastic, and I should be able to pull it straight out and then straight down and remove it from the vehicle. And now we've got our core support out. Let's take a look at some of the coolant inside the heater core and see if that was one of the contributing factors to my low heat situation. Judging by the color of the coolant and the large chunks of scale falling out, I think we've found our heating issue. I reattached the seal or gasket that came on the old core support. The new core support came with some foam, which I wrapped all the way around, putting a second layer on the bottom to help seal it up and limit any type of vibration. Let's get this installed. I'm going to go underneath, raise it up, and then push the two inlet and outlet hoses through the hole in the firewall. All right, that wasn't that bad. I've got it seated on the inside. Let's go look under the hood and see the inlet and outlet hoses. We've got the heater core coming through the firewall and everything looks perfect. I'm going to reinstall the cover inside the vehicle before I attach the hoses, because when I attach these hoses, I'll be applying pressure that way, and I don't want the heater core to fall out underneath the dash. As you're putting the cover back in position, there are multiple mounting pins to hold it in place, so you can let go of it while you grab your 8mm screws. Next, you want to put in all 7 of those screws. The previous owner only put a few in for me, so I'm gonna have to go find some, but make sure you get them all in. You want this system sealed up. One quick tip, if you're trying to reinstall these screws in the far corners and they keep falling off your socket, put a little undercoating or a little butyl in the socket, and this will hold that screw in place and it won't fall off while you're guiding it all the way back, tightening down your cover. After you've got your cover screwed in, don't forget to reattach the vacuum line that was underneath, and there's one on the side that may have popped loose. Next thing you'll want to do is reattach the module by lining up the tabs and simply sliding it back up until it clicks in place like that. Now it's secure. And reattaching your glove box light harness that goes right here behind the latch. We're going to reinstall the glove box. Make sure the back side of the glove box is parallel to the ground. Slide the little half clips in, you hear them lock in. Pivot it up. Gently squeeze in and you're all set. Let's go under the hood and get the inlet and outlet hoses connected and test it for leaks. Okay, we're back under the hood. Now it's just a matter of reattaching your inlet and outlet hoses. Just make sure you get them right. The one coming from the head will go on the right side. The one coming from the water pump will be on the left side. Some of you may want to replace these hoses at this time or the clamps. I don't have the clamps available to me at this time. I pinched the OEM hose clamp. I've slid it up. I'm going to squeeze it and slide it over the heater core. And I've done the same for the other side already. Now that we've got these hoses connected, we're going to check for leaks. We're going to start the vehicle. We're going to add coolant, because as the coolant leaves the radiator, the cooling system, it's going to fill up the heater core, which was empty, and the level's going to drop. So make sure you top that off, allow it to burp a few times, let some air bubbles come out, bring it to operating temperature again, let it pressurize, make sure there's no leaks. So let's get to that right now. We've got the new heater core installed, and it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. This is my first time doing this, so I hope my step-by-step instructions help you. I am going to swap out these constant tensioner hose clamps as preventative maintenance. They're not leaking now, but I think they've been weakened by me removing them and reinstalling them. We did allow this vehicle to reach operating temperature. We let it cool down. We burped the system and added a little bit more coolant just due to the air that was trapped inside the heater core when we started it up. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them in the comment section below. I do try to read and respond to as many as I can. If you are happy with the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I look forward to our next video.